and it's Wax Sleep spills the tea. I hope it is Earl Grey with a little bit of honey. Please fill me up. What we got?
I'll fill you up real nice. And since you've been out of the loop for a couple weeks, I'll go ahead and start off with some WWE news. We'll start off with some kind of funny news, I guess. So, Tommaso Ciampa is another victim. He lost his first name.
He's just Ciampa now?
He's just Ciampa. Just as Austin Theory is now just Theory.
No, is he really?
Just Theory. Like, it's getting pretty ridiculous, but rest in peace, Tommaso. You know, you've had that name for a long time, all the way back to Ring of Honor when I saw you live for the first time at the fairgrounds, but damn. Rest in peace. And kind of an opposite thing, someone who's been away for a while is back. Mustafa Ali has returned to TV this week.
Oh, bummer.
Bummer?
I mean, not necessarily a bummer like for us, but like I know that dude's been trying to get out of the company for forever, so I guess it was probably like a lawsuit thing. Like, yo, you're going to have to come and be on TV or else we're going to have to just, I don't know.
I'm glad to see him back, though. Glad to see him getting some work, you know, not just sitting at home.
Sure.
He seems like he would flourish elsewhere. He seems like candidate number one to be able to go to New Japan or anywhere, really, and just knock it out, you know.
Impact could totally use him, but yeah.
Yeah. Lots of different things that he could do for sure. And you also missed, Daniel, this week, Randy Orton celebrated 20 years in the business.
Good for him. That's awesome.
Business.
You know,
to be honest with you, man, like Randy Orton just never really moved my needle. Wah, 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 wah. But
I mean, to be honest,
for me, it's just...
Yeah. I get it. I respect him. He's a good wrestler. I respect him for what he did, but I'm never like, holy fuck, there's a Randy Orton match. Let's get ready.
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly. Like he's a legend. He's earned it. He's been in some amazing matches that I've loved, but it's not like I don't know. Like the way I feel about the Undertaker too. So it's like, you know, like legends, like for sure, like good and like lasted for forever. But a lot of other people like them significantly more than I did, I guess. And that's just kind of how I feel about Randy Orton as well.
I feel like later in the game, we probably will all be a little bit more appreciative of some of the moments that Randy Orton had. Particularly, you know, the RKO out of nowhere thing, viral, all over the place. That's something that stands to be appreciated.
Yeah, I agree, for sure.
Well, something that I appreciate and a person that I appreciate is Jim Ross, and he is getting together with The Rock to work on a non-WWE funded wrestling project talking about the old territory days, and it's going to have Ted DiBiase and Jake the Snake are going to be involved. So I'm looking forward to that. That seems to be pretty cool because anytime you get anything like that, it's all WWE produced and everything. And this is going to be a Rock $7 production thing, like his company's making it. So I'm pretty interested. It looks like it could be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, I'm always down for documentary stuff. I'm just a sucker for it anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm hyped to see it for sure.
Yeah, one kind of funny thing, and Jesse, do you have anything to add on that?
I mean, other than the fact that I love everything The Rock has touched, pretty much, I think that with the recent developments on XFL and things, that there's a whole lot of meat on the bone there. I think it'll be really good.
And Young Rock is awesome. I don't care what anybody says.
That's pretty funny. It's good. It appeals to everybody. Something a little funny here. John Cena is getting called out by this underground rapper named Copyright that says pretty much all of John Cena's memorable lines he used throughout the years during his Doctor of Thugonomics run were stolen. And Chris Hero actually said in a podcast in 2014 that Cena told him like his top 4 favorite rappers, and one of them was Copyright. And Cena has yet to respond. And like I don't find this too hard to believe, to be honest.
Nope. Sounds right.
So, Peacemaker got called out.
Peacemaker got called the fuck out. And like I'm just now beginning to like John Cena because of that Peacemaker run. That was fucking sick. It's funny. I'm talking about his acting.
I don't know, man. That U.S. Open Challenge was in like 2015 or something.
No, that was good. That was good wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to respect him fully. Like his wrestling, but you know, his personality shined.
Honestly, I don't care if he stole the lines. It's pro wrestling. Like that's like it's like okay, well, like a pro wrestler stole lines from a
Ric Flair's whole gimmick
that has literally
stolen,
happened throughout pro wrestling forever. So it's like that doesn't make me. I mean, dude, if this guy ends up getting a payday out of it, good for him. If he really did come up with them and they're his, then he should get some IP out of it and should make some money. That'd be awesome for him. But it doesn't like make me devalue Cena anymore, you know?
Yeah, all of Hogan's lines were stolen too. I mean, it's Billy Graham.
Yeah, literally. And then, dude, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, and then there's also the Nature Boy Buddy Lindell, if you guys know about him.
Oh yeah, of course.
But speaking of the Nature Boy, some pretty interesting shit I heard on a podcast the other day that I've never heard about Ric Flair. So there was the lady who was the inventor of modern adoption as we know it, named Georgia Tann. She used to kidnap babies back in the day and kidnapped over 5,000 babies and sold them under the guise of adoption. And Ric Flair was one of those children. That's why he's born in Memphis, Tennessee, because that's where it happened. Like during that time, Memphis, Tennessee had a spike in infant mortalities and disappearances and stuff like that.
Does he know this?
Lady, Google her, Georgia Tann.
No, I mean, does he know this?
I mean,
I think he knows this. I mean, they're talking about it on a podcast. It's like a pretty big thing. I had no clue about this though, but he was one of the 5,000 kidnapped children that were sold.
That sounds like poppycock, but
no, it's 100% true. I mean, there's like records of him, like it's real. Georgia Tann, Tann. Google her. She's a monster. I heard about it on a non-wrestling podcast, Behind the Bastards. It just talks about fucked up people in the history of not America, just the world. And yeah, Ric Flair was kidnapped and sold as a child, the Nature Boy. Wow. But maybe, I don't know, maybe he would have never been the Nature Boy if he didn't make it to North Carolina.
Or Minnesota.
Or Memphis. Well, that's where he was born, in Memphis, North Carolina, Minnesota. I don't know, but goddamn it, it's fucking weird. Fucking weird.
It's a little weird. It's pretty weird.
Ric Flair's been billed from 10 different places, but yeah, I just thought that was really insane. So, only other big thing in the news besides that stuff I was talking about, the Iconics / the Inspiration have stepped away from in-ring action indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they built a brand for themselves too. They're like social media presence. They got their podcast. It's like I'm a big fan of them. Have always sung their praises as a tag team. I thought they were the first ones to really do it well on a WWE or like a mainstream level as a women's tag team. And so my hat's off to them for that. I don't want this to sound like I'm devaluing them, but it seems like you're making all this money and they're pretty. You know what I mean? Like they're not just like rough and tough, like gritty wrestlers. Like they're beautiful women, and it's like, why take the bumps if you don't have to? If you're already making main event money and you don't need to take the bumps, then why? Like you've already got this brand. By all means, like enjoy your retirement.
And what I can take away from that, they're not saying that they're retiring from wrestling. They're stepping away from in-ring action. So maybe they'll just do some managing. Maybe what's her name will come over and manage her husband, Sean Spears, on AEW or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
A female member of the Pinnacle that just, kind of talk some shit. That might be pretty cool.
I don't mind it.
There's probably also some liability stuff there, like in order to get out of a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Impact Pro Wrestling, guess who was teased as Wardlow's next opponent next week on Dynamite? Big Dub. Does that help you?
Big Gas?
Big ass himself, Dub Morrissey.
Nice.
The really tall man who quit drinking and started doing steroids, and he's ripped.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it. Maybe it'll be a good match. Hopefully Enzo can come in there and be a little mouthpiece. That'd be pretty cool.
I do think that would be cool, man. I see people online and they're just like poo-pooing all over Enzo, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, like he's not a good wrestler, but Cass can't talk, so it's kind of a win-win. Put him back with there, and he would, dude, the amount of nuclear heat that Enzo would have on the mic in AEW would be incredible. I mean, booze that man would get. And also the wit that he naturally just has, he would nail it. It would be awesome. Like, there's no way. No one can convince me that Enzo in AEW, even if at least for a temporary, like, storyline, is a bad idea. No one can convince me of that.
It's definitely not a bad idea. And their biggest last flash was an ROH show, which obviously now there's the tie-in, and it's...
Yeah.
They're a money-making tag team, 110%.
Bring them into Ring of Honor. Put them on top.
You can go back and look at that match with them and the Dudleys when the Dudleys came back. That was intense. That was very everyone appreciated it, I feel like.
Dude, and honestly, the reason that people hate Enzo, it's not his fault. He didn't book himself to beat Pac for the Cruiserweight title. Like, that wasn't his fault. He was just doing what he was booked to do. And imagine the nuclear heat if he came in and just had a match with Pac, and Pac just fucked him up. That'd be great.
I think the nuclear heat is come in, have a match with Pac, and go over.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I mean, yeah, still get the shit beat out of them, but then like cheat and bring out Big Cass and go over and like, people would. Oh my god.
Oh, it would. Oh yeah, I love it. I'm tingling thinking about it. That sounds amazing to me. Well,
hopefully AEW can do something like that and keep it going because unfortunately, Hangman Adam Page had COVID this week and had to miss Dynamite, but it didn't really affect anything too much. CM Punk still just pretty much cut a promo about their upcoming match at Double or Nothing, and the rest of the show was pretty good. Scary botch from Sammy Guevara in the main event that I don't know if anybody's seen that online, but that was I don't know why the fuck he did that or what he was even trying, to be honest, but it was scary, and I'm glad that he isn't paralyzed and he's going to be able to wrestle again because it was pretty fucking gnarly.
It's something else, man, and to be honest, the whole situation with Sammy and Ty Conti and that whole thing leaves something to be desired at the moment. It's not what they should be doing, I don't believe, but that's just me.
I think
the heel heat works there, but like I understand.
But they're being booked as baby faces. That's the problem.
Yep. That's
the problem. Is that they're like they would be an incredible heel team. Like I hate to say this, but they would be a much more athletic Miz and Maurice. Like much more athletic, but they would totally fill that role, and it would be great. I mean, honestly, it'd be great to like. Even put them in, I mean, I don't mind the faction getting bigger. I wouldn't mind like them and him and Jericho reconciling, and Ty Conti comes in too, and they just have a big ass little faction there that's all just sports entertainers. Because I feel like he could totally use that heat. He's totally that guy. I feel like so is Tay Conti. I think that I don't know. I think that I like the pairing, but I do agree, Jesse, that they're being booked the wrong way. Like
I mean, like they both left marriages to be with each other. I mean, that's natural heel heat. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things that everyone saw happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me, it seems they're natural heels, and to book them as baby faces sucks. We said the same fucking thing about Cody though.
Yeah, but I think they're really leaning into that more heel thing. They're getting the boos, and pretty much they effectively turned American Top Team babyface just them being there.
Yeah, which
Scorpio Sky got a big fucking pop for winning that title, and I think it was a good effective double turn if they stick with them being heels and keep it going that way.
I hope so. I mean, they talked about fucking on top of the TNT title that Dan Lambert had in his hand. The problem is that Dan Lambert's never going to be a babyface.
Yeah,
I don't know. People are cheering the fuck out of him now just because of that. So I can see
honestly,
babyface.
The dude is super sharp on a mic. Maybe he could.
He knows how to work it, dude. I think he can fucking switch from both sides. He's not a one-dimensional dude.
He's very talented on the mic for sure. I mean, he's underrated. I feel like people don't really talk about how good Dan Lambert is. I mean, granted, it's because let's be honest, and we're calling a spade here. It's a mid-card angle. You know what I mean? Like this is not the main event.
But it's a good mid-card angle. You gotta have your mid-card has to be meaty and good.
I agree. I completely agree. I'm not saying that there's no value there. I think there's plenty of value there. I think it's a good launching point. I think it's where the workhorses are. It's what the IC title used to be, and that's great. But it's still not the main event level. I think that people, because Dan Lambert has been just in that middle area, people are not giving him his just due for how well he's carried some of these angles.
I can get that. I do feel like when you look at American Top Team, really all you've got is Ethan Page.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day. I mean, Scorpio, to me, I don't know why it doesn't click, but to me it doesn't click. Like, he's a fantastic athlete, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it clicks. I do think it's a mid-card angle that Sammy and Ty could possibly go back and do WWE again. Well, Ty, right? But
I agree.
Who knows?